In recent years, we've seen a growing trend with young people experimenting with weed. Now, guys, key note here, experimenting. Now, while some may think this is just some casual thing to do, it's necessary for us to correct that mindset, show them the negative effects which this has and help those who want to opt out of it, opt out of it. Hey Saints, my name is Jeffrey and this is Catholic Faith Forum. Make me a new Catherine, I just use the introduction. So guys, on this episode, we'll be looking at weed. Why weed? Basically, let's understand what young people nowadays see in weed, and so that we can help them out, as I stated earlier. So as I was saying, the episode is a very packed one. We have our Saint of the Week crew and our Know Your Faith crew, Favor and Elifachi and Amaka are waiting for us to give us a very, very awesome Know Your Faith session. I also have two awesome guests with me in the studio, and they will be joining us right after this break. So it's a packed episode here in the studio. We have our Saint of the Week crew and our Know Your Faith crew waiting to give us very, very awesome sessions. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be going on a short break now. And in this break, quickly rush to your freezer, get that juice and that glass, chill, and we'll be back. Welcome back, Saints. This is Catholic Faith Forum, and if you're just joining us, we are discussing why weed. So before we continue, first, call that your guy. Femi, call Bayo. And Chibike, call Lazarus. Call your guys first. Let all of them come and watch this episode. Because I feel like you need it. You feel me? Yeah. So as I was saying before the break, we have very awesome guests with us in the studio. My guys, don't worry. This episode is going to be very, very awesome. So in the studio here with me, I have Raphael, Ibrahim, and... Why did they look me like that? Allow me introduce now. In the studio here with me, we have Raphael, Ibrahim, and Jennifah or Denny. Welcome, guys. You look stunning. I was going to say Raphael looks stunning, but I don't know. I never time like that, you guys. How are you guys doing? Before we get into the main stuff, let's know how you're doing, Raphael.
I'm alright. We thank God.
You're alright. Hi, Jennifah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm good.
I like your necklace with the MK everywhere.
Thank you.
Awesome. Nice one. So guys, we're about to talk about why weed. Okay. Weed, basically. So I just want you guys to prepare your mindset for that. All right, so let me quickly tell you guys what Raphael, Ibrahim, and Jennifah or Denny do, basically. So Raphael Ibrahim is a technical content writer and marketer, avid social impact volunteer, and mental health awareness advocate. Jennifah Yewande or Denny is a dedicated psychologist with extensive experience in clinical assessment and mental health counseling. Jennifah specializes in addressing anxiety, addiction, and stress-related issues. Her holistic approach focuses on enhancing emotional well-being and resilience, providing personalized treatment plans for both children and adults. Then if I feel like you do a lot, but I feel like it's nice. All right, so guys, let's get right into it. Let's start with the basics. Okay. Why do you think youths are drawn to weed? What attracts them?
Okay.
Jennifer, would you like to say
anybody? Okay. You can do any money if you want to speak.
All right, so the reason why youths are drawn towards weed is because, firstly, it's easy to see. So it's very easy to see. You go on social outings, you see weed. You go to visit your friends, and weed is inside the food. You might not even know that there's weed.
Really?
You get, and it's cheap. Okay, it's cheaper than most other substance use that you see. So weed is also cheap. It's easier to see, and also they feel that the risk factor is low. They feel that if I take weed, it's not as if I'm taking heroin or cocaine or I'm taking Colorado. When I take weed, there's nothing that will happen to me. I won't have psychosis like they call it. I won't have anything. I just want to feel good and high. So I think that's the reason why they to take weed.
So it's cheap and they want to...
Yes, it's cheap. It's easy to see. Every corner in your street, you will surely see someone that sells it.
All right. So what forms of weed are most common to youths? Are there forms of weed, first of all? And if they are, what forms?
Okay, so the umbrella word for weed is cannabis. So under cannabis, you have different types and they have their effect. So weed is like the lower rank of it. So in weed you have marijuana, weed you have SK, you have kush, skunk, you have the likes like that.
Oh, you guys, it's like your pen and your jota because we are penning a lot.
So and the higher the effect, the higher the prices also.
All right, so I know you've mentioned a bit of the benefits. You said they get a bit high. Or
Yes,
something.
they feel
But then
euphoric.
let's talk more on the perceived benefits. Raphael, what do you think they gain from it?
Okay,
Like, why do you
so,
think they go to it?
Yeah, like you said, what do I think they gain? It's more like, what do I know that they think they gain? Because regardless, I'll just first, bottom line here is that there are no benefits of weed. But you have people that think that when they take weed, it makes them smarter, it makes them more creative, it makes them to able to like
Yeah.
step outside the box. Some even prefer to take it like before exams. And they think it helps them to remember more. But then besides like this personal, you also have like societal like benefits. You can some of them we have like some anxious people who are like nervous around others, but they feel that like when they just like take weed, it helps them, it opens them up more to interact with more people. And then sometimes like they also feel that okay, they need to like take weed to get into some certain circles, which isn't healthy for them.
Wow. Wow. That's so crazy. All right. Now let's talk about the negative benefits. We've seen the perceived benefits. I see negative effects. What's my problem? Negative effects. Let's talk the negative effects.
Okay, so negative effects, we can start with, you know how there are some that think it helps them to remember things. That is such a fallacy because it's actually one of the leading causes of impaired memory, where they try to recall things and like nothing comes to mind. Then it can also cause dependence because they keep going back to it as a coping mechanism.
So they become addicted to it.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Also, sorry, can I add?
Sure, nah. What just
for sure,
here?
please.
Talk.
All right, so it also affects their decision making and concentration, like you said. So at first, you tend to prioritize other things. You have other things you're doing, but like okay, so for there's progress of use in weed. So like I said, it first starts with experimental, like you said,
I
experimental
tell you guys,
and
keynotes, experimenting.
experimental and
Listening.
curiosity. So I want to know what it is. People keep saying it's bad or people keep saying this. I want to try it out, and they try it out, and like they say, they feel. We've had patients or clients who say when the first time I took it, I felt like Superman. I felt like I could do things.
Cloud9.
You get, or maybe I have a public speaking. I want to talk. When I take it, I don't see anybody. I can do so, but prolonged use of it would cause addiction. And people think, oh, addiction, Yoruba would say addiction is like afowofa, but that you went, it was there, you went to take it. It's not as if you have malaria or you have surgery. But people don't know that addiction is actually a health problem. Addiction is a relapsing brain disease, actually, because like
Relapsing
now
brain
brain disease,
disease.
yes, because the addiction affects our brainstem, our cerebral cortex, and our limbic system, in the sense that it affects our heart rate, it affects our respiratory system. It also affects our reward circuits, in the sense that because our brain is programmed to, like things that give us pleasure. That's what our brain likes. Now, imagine if you have like if you ate amala now, and that amala was so delicious, and you go back, you would always want to, you always think
I
that.
don't remember
And
what
imagine,
I'm now. Damn.
and imagine if you pass that street, maybe it's far from your place, and you pass that street, your brain will remind you that, Omo, that's
I
that amala. You get, so that's how it works. So your brain is telling you that this thing, oh, me, I must take it, and before you know it, you think you are having control. Before you know it, it goes from 2 times a day or 2 times in a week, it goes to 5 times, and it's
And it just keeps on becoming more
Exactly.
frequent.
Exactly.
Nice one. So I have one question. How does weed impact relationships with family, friends, and society? Now, bringing it outside, it's not just the one person in his or her relationship, basically. But before you answer that question, let's quickly go on a short break. Not short per se. It's our Saint of the Week crew. They're here to teach us about the life of a saint. So stay with us.
Today we're celebrating the life of a humble and inspiring saint who found holiness in the everyday tasks of life. Meet Saint Zita, the patron saint of domestic workers and homemakers. Zita was born around 1212 in the picturesque village of Monsagrati near Lucca, Italy. From a young age, she embraced a life of service, working as a domestic servant for the wealthy Fatinelli family at just 12 years old. Her life was simple, but her heart was filled with extraordinary love and faith. Zita's work ethic and devotion were unparalleled. She rose early each day to attend Mass before starting her household duties. Her kindness extended beyond her work. She would often give her own food to those in need and share whatever she could spare. Her generosity sometimes caused friction with her employers, but Zita's unwavering faith saw her through. Despite the challenges, Zita remained dedicated to her faith and her work. Her patience and humility eventually won over the Fatinelli family, who came to respect and love her deeply. Zita maintained her humility when she was promoted to a position of responsibility within the Fatinelli home. Within her new household role, Zita was faithful to Christ's admonition that superiors should conduct themselves as the servants of all. She was kind to those under her direction and mindful of the poor through frequent almsgiving to the point of personal sacrifice. Zita's life reminds us that holiness can be found in the most ordinary tasks and that small acts of kindness can have a profound impact. Through her life, Zita found a source of strength and consolation in the Mass and Holy Communion, which frequently moved her to tears. Despite her many responsibilities, she frequently set aside time to recall God's presence through contemplative prayer in the course of the day. There was once a story of Zita leaving her chore of baking bread to tend to someone in need. Some of the other servants made sure the Fatinelli family was aware of what happened. When they went to investigate, they claimed to have found angels in the Fatinelli kitchen baking the bread for her. After foretelling her own death and spiritually preparing for it, Saint Zita died in Lucca on April 27, 1271. Many residents regarded her as a saint and began to seek her intercession, to which a large number of miracles were attributed. Some writers even began referring to the city of Lucca as Santa Zita in her honor. The church's liturgical veneration of Saint Zita was introduced in the early 1500s and confirmed by Pope Innocent XII in 1696. In 1580, her body was exhumed and found to be miraculously incorrupt, but it has since been mummified. It is venerated today in the Basilica of Saint Frediano, where she attended Mass during her life. Saint Zita's feast day is celebrated on April 27th. She's a shining example of how everyday tasks can be transformed into acts of love and devotion. Let her life inspire you to find holiness in your daily routines and to spread kindness wherever you go. Saint Zita, pray for us.
Welcome back, Saints. This is Catholic Faith Forum, and thank you very much, Saint of the Week team. You guys are very awesome. I learned a lot. One day they will celebrate me for Saint of the Week, so amen. And
Amen.
Raphael, hopefully. And Jennifah. All right, so before we went on the break, we were discussing why weed, negative effects, perceived benefits, and I raised a question before we went on the break about how much it affects their family, friends, and society at large. So what do you guys think?
Okay, Raphael.
Oh wow. Okay. Family at the baseline, it's ruptures family relationships. So you have families where parents are constantly arguing with their kids, who tend to take weed. They start rebelling. Because most times they see their parents trying to stop them from taking weed as not allowing them to live their lives. So this can end up, you can see like a child run away from the house. You can see fighting. You can even see them like have physical altercations with
God, I
their
beg.
parents. So it can really get crazy as that. Now I think when you've now moved that to different like level here, it depends on what friends. 9 out of 10 times it's
Their
real.
friends.
Exactly. Depends on what- 9 out of 10 times, if these friends are those that do not use weed, you don't see such persons with them anymore. Rather, because of the societal foundation that they have set around that, they end up going to places where you can't even see anything. Everywhere where you are smelling, you're hearing, you're tasting it. So you have that it shifts them more to those friends that tend to take weed.
So they
more
tend to
often.
leave their normal friend circle and then like go to
Exactly.
meet people like poles.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
All right, nice. So now let's talk about support systems. What support systems are there to help those who want to quit?
Okay, so for support system, you have there's a thing called drop-in centers. Now,
Called what?
drop-in center.
Drop-in centers.
Yes, as the name says, drop-in. So it's for people that go, especially substance use, but also for people with mental health issues. Now, drop-in center, as its name denotes, drop in. You can just drop in. They don't give money and everything. Actually, it's not advisable to give someone that is using substance money. If you want to help, you can help by giving them food, drink, or okay. So drop-in center has sometimes they offer lunch. Sometimes so they also have a counselor, a psychologist standby if you want to talk to it. It's not forced, they won't force you, it's voluntary. Now it also helps them in the sense that you can go there to take a shower, you can go there to rest, and all.
With these people who are like addicted to it,
yes,
you can just drop in.
Yes, it's dropping. Just go take a rest. I want to shower. I want to there's food, eat. I don't feel well. Okay, you have a doctor, or do you want to talk to a counselor, and you have somebody so from there they will try, and if you really mean it that you want to change, you would also, they would now refer you to you can, that's where a rehabilitation center comes in. So we have rehabilitation centers that work specifically for drug use. Now you can either be inpatient or outpatient. Now it depends on how severe your case is. If your case is the case that you have at home, you have supervised parents or caregiver that they are there for you 24/7, they are there to supervise you, then you can do inpatient, where you take your drugs, you go back home and they are supervised. You don't go to where there are triggers, you don't go to where you will surely see people that are taking it, and you will remember that I'm always on cloud 9 when I take this thing. So also you have federal neuropsychiatric hospital, and people think federal neuropsychiatric hospital is only for people that have psychosis, people that are mad, excuse my word, but they have drug rehabilitation center there also. You can go there. And also NDLEA, and we know it's the government, they also have in their site, they have NGOs that are on drug use, drug prevention, and drug recovery. So you can go on their site and check the NGOs that are closer to you also, that you can go, because truthfully recovery is quite expensive financially, physically, emotionally, and it's training even to your family and your friends that are trying to support, because there's stigmatization there.
Talking about family and friends, I was going to ask, how do you think they can come in?
Yes.
To help?
Yeah, so first things first, this, like I was saying, there's stigmatization, and we need to create awareness. So as a family, you don't need to keep saying it. They already know, especially if you've told them. So when you are trying to help, you need to come in with compassion and empathy, because you don't need to nag. They know. They'll just say, my mommy is grumbling, I don't like the way my dad is. And it gets to a point they might even stand face to face and face their father.
They'll just stop listening
or isolating themselves. But you need to come in a place of empathy and compassion. Let them know that, okay, you are in this together. We are in this together. We'll help you. And also help them supervise themselves. You know, if it's in a school setting where you found out that, okay, this thing happened, you need to remove him from that school setting, because there is no how. Even if he does not want to go, he will see one of his friends will come and say, Alpha guy, this, or babe, this. So you need to remove it. If it's the surrounding and you know that you don't have time to sit at home and check him, you can remove him from that home setting and take him maybe to auntie or a place, or even, like I said, admit him in a hospital place. And also, you should also, while you are offering emotional support, you should also take care of yourself too. Because it's training. When you are trying to tell this person that this thing is not good for you, it's not good for you, and the person keeps doing another thing, you get fed up, you get tired, so also you need to take care of yourself. Your family, they can be like reshuffling. Okay, I'll take morning, I'll look after him. Okay, you take someone else. And also, please, stigmatization, I keep saying it, addiction is a health problem. They don't know. People think you should be able to stop it. It's not easy. The brain, it keeps telling you that I want it, and if you don't do it, there are withdrawal symptoms. When you decide to say, okay, I want to stop, there are withdrawal symptoms. You start getting agitated. You have someone that is usually calm start getting angry. So
it's a process.
Yes, it's a process.
That needs time.
It needs time, and it needs care, lots of care and love.
Awesome. We'll be going on a break now to know our faith. my guys, my lovely people, know your faith crew. And in fact, she has cooked something for you guys, and here she is to serve it. Stay tuned.
Three ways dominations can work for you. Hello, amazing saints. Welcome to this intriguing episode of Know Your Faith. I am your smiling host, Elefachi. If you've been following this series, we've been talking about the choir of angels. We said seraphim worship God and proclaim His holiness. Cherubim are the guardians of wisdom, knowledge, and divine secrets. Thrones, the last choir in the first group of angels, closest to God, serve as God's throne bearers and represent His power and sovereignty. Today, we'll be talking about the first choir in the second group, the dominations. Dominations are angels who govern the universe, overseeing the work of other angels and serving as administrators. Even from the word dominations, you can tell it means rulership or leadership. What we don't know is that we can actually get these angels to work for us. How, you may ask? 3 ways dominations can work for you. Number 1, they can obtain wisdom for you that will guide your decisions and help you navigate life's challenges. And number 2, they bring order to your life and help you prioritize your time, energy, gain balance, and moderate your life. Number 3, as leaders themselves, they can inspire and empower you to take leadership roles, which in turn gives you confidence to achieve your goals. So, you've seen that there are many ways dominations can work for you. And you will also see that God has positioned these angels to help us at different points for different reasons. And all you just have to do is ask them. If you watched till this point, I cherish you so much. And until next time, be bold, be Catholic.
Welcome back, guys, from our Know Your Faith session. Thank you, Elifachi, for teaching us, I love you guys so much, Know Your Faith. Not like all these proud CFF people. Scrap that. All right, so back to our conversation. We're talking about why weed and negative effects, how family can come in, things like that. So my next question is, how can we educate youth about the risk of weed? Basically, how... I know we need to put it out there, but then how? It's always easy to say we need to do this, but then to think of the mechanism towards it, it's a lot. So what do you guys think?
We can start with social media outreaches, because it's also via social media that you have people that encourage the use of weed, that you have things that these youth see, that they think that weed is such a nice thing to try. We can use social media outreaches to show them the other effects, the actual effects of weed. We can also
So fire for fire.
Standard. We can also show real life experiences. We can hold either seminars, but more importantly, we can also educate parents. So where you have especially in schools, we can have parent seminars that also show these parents how they can talk to children that take weed, or also spot signs in those children that take weed, and then invite I don't want to call them victims. I want to call them people that are recovering,
have been affected,
that have gone through it,
Recovery
that have
journey.
gone through, so they can tell you how they can tell you the actual the what
real
it actually
life
is, yes, rather than what you see on the media. So I believe those are steps. So social media outreaches, seminars, programs, and also consistency. This is not just something that you start and stop. It's something that you keep on doing.
All right, and to add to it, I appreciate the way you were able to bring it into the religion aspect, Christianity and Muslim. We don't really get much of it. Even if from the religion aspect they want to talk about it, they don't. Please, we need to be open as possible about it. Let them know, because when you tell somebody, and I tell you now, don't think about the blue butterfly. You're thinking about it.
What if I tell you now?
You think about it. Imagine when someone is trying to tell you something, you're saying, calm down. Would the person calm down?
No.
So when you're trying to tell them, when you're trying to tell somebody, don't do this,
They want to do
be
it.
open as possible. Let them know that yes, because when you tell them don't do this, if you
want to
do
know
this,
why.
or you will do this, you will have this, you will have this. Or for weed instance, now when you take weed, you are going to have psychosis, or you will lose your memory, or you do this, and somebody comes and tell them that now lie, guy, if you take it or more, you will feel
This thing is
good.
giving Adam vibes.
Yeah, like you will feel good. They really say, guy, they take waiting up. They say me, before I enter class, I say they shack up. You get what they say. They say, and you not be like, but they told me that if I take this thing, then that you want to just try them. That's where experimental comes in, and they try it, and they feel like, wow, they've lied to me. So you need to be as open as possible, and let them always also come and meet you. Because sometimes they might come and meet you and ask you a question, this youth, and you don't know it. It does not mean you say, I don't know, or try and cover it up. You can, both of you can sit down and say, let's Google it. Yeah, let's Google it together, or this thing, or let's talk about it. So please, in the aspect of creating awareness, the religion aspect also needs to come, because you find that even parents, especially parents, they listen more to our fathers, they listen more to the priest, to the pastors, to the imam. It's what they say that they follow. Real. They won't really, and our WhatsApp platform, is always, don't do this. If you do it, this thing, they don't want to hear go. I mean, so you get what I'm saying. So
I feel you.
Yes.
I feel you so much. So before we wrap up, what message would you like to send to youths out there who might be considering taking weed or are already in it? Just like pass your message. You can look into the camera to pass your message, please.
And so if you are planning on taking, I will tell you that it's not worth it. And if you're already in it, and by God's grace, you are planning to get out of it, you are not alone. It can seem exciting to try, but it's not. It will harm your health and your future. Again, you are not alone. Look for people and resources that can support you, and you will be fine.
Drops mic.
Standard.
All right. So from my own aspect to the youth, I would say it's not worth it to try it. Now, there's a thing called half-life. It says that when you take a substance, the amount of it, there's a life period that it would take before the original substance in your body eliminates from your body. So when you take it, especially when you are within the age of when you've not clocked 25, 26, your brain is not yet developed. You get, and when your brain is not developed, you're trying to damage more of your brain. So it's not worth it to take it. And also, when you've taken it and you want to try, the first step is motivation. Set goals. Believe in yourself that you can do it. Yes, it might be long. Yes, it might be stressful, strenuous, but you trust in yourself. You know you can do it. And also, family and friends. It's not that they've done it. So, and it's addiction is a health problem. So it's not as if they can just decide to stop. Please, they need your support, they need your love, and they need your care. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for staying with us to this point. We've come to the end of this episode. You've heard a lot. I've learned a lot. I hope you've also learned a lot. I learned about the negative effects, the perceived benefits, symptoms, how family and friends can help us in it, basically. And it's been a very, very awesome episode. I'm never going to lie. I learned a lot, guys. So thank you, Raphael, and thank you, Jennifah, for staying with us.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
guys, there you have it. Please like this video, share it to your guys. Sharing is very important. Please share it. Hit the notification button. Follow us on all our social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Dominican Media and CFF on TV. And you can also choose to follow me, _I am Jeffrey. All right, guys, till I come your way next time. Keep being saints in jeans and shirts. Bye-bye.